Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So it's that time of the month where we're doing the YouTube layout hop, and I'm so excited for this one because it's taking me outside of my comfort zone. All information about the sponsors for this Saturday's hop is going to be down in the more section. So make sure you go along the hop, look at everybody's videos, and make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment, okay? So let's get started. This is going to be the sketch we're going to be working on. And our theme for this month, or the challenge for this month, is to do a photo of from work or volunteering, and in a scrapbook size that we're not used to. So like most of my layouts have always been 12 by 12 layouts. So I decided that I wanted to try and do an 8.5 by 11 layout. So I'm just trimming my photo down because I realize, the 4 by 6 is just going to be way too big for the smaller size, but it's not going to be like a 3 by 3 or 4 by 4 size either. So I'm starting with um, this blue sheet. This is going to be measured exactly to the 8.5 by 11. So that's the base. And I'm just going to clean up my edge here because my blade is running a little bit on the time to change side of things. So whenever you have to sand your edges like that, it's time to get a new blade. And then this red sheet, I cut down a half an inch shorter on each side. So instead of it being 8.5 by 11, I did it 8 by, yeah, 8 by 11. And then we're going to go ahead and attach these two together. And I'm actually using the July kit from Kiwi Lane. I knew as soon as I got this kit, I was like, I want to scrap this photo from my job because we took a picture. It was 4th of July, and we were all in this like dark blue um, for our, I guess, our work shirts. So right here, I love this firework paper. I cut a strip that was 2 inches, and I cut it at 8.5, and I realized, okay, that wasn't supposed to be the length. It should have been 11.5. So that way it would go the entire length of the sheet, basically. So we're going to lay that right there. So that's going to be our line. And then I'm just going to kind of lay stuff out, make sure everything is looking right. And I know I wanted to put this 4th of July on my paper. And the cool thing about the 4th of July that I'm cutting out, that I'm fussy cutting, um, is that the July part is, it's been basically like laser cut out. So you could put any color paper behind it. I knew I wanted to do glitter paper. I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to do white or maybe red. I think I decided to do red in the end, which is, I think, the better choice. Now, what I was doing there is I grabbed the, what is it called? Vintage Photo Distress ink. And I grabbed one of the blender brushes, not really one of the greatest moves as far as trying to get the ink around the edge of the papers because it's almost too soft. Eventually, you will see me get the regular distress tool to do all of my edges. Now, I'm pulling out some pieces for the layout. I'm using a lot of the Kiwi Lane templates because some came in the actual July kit, which that burst, it looks like a firecracker burst, that did. And then other pieces I grabbed from my stash of templates. And I don't know, like sometimes whenever I'm using their papers, um, you don't have to use the actual Kiwi Lane templates because the papers are really pretty. And I mean, you can use other stuff with it. But like sometimes you just feel inspired because you're using the collection. You already have one template out, and next thing you know, you got like 100 templates out, and you're putting together the sketch. Now mine is going to be obviously a little bit wider because my photo is a little bit wider, and I just wanted to make sure that my little cluster makes sense to the proportion. And as long as with the best part with the sketch is that it gives you an outline and a base idea of uh, placement, layout, setup, that kind of thing. But the best part is that it's really interpretive. You know what I mean? Like somebody might want to be exactly down to the size accurate, and then somebody else, like me, might want to go, okay, I want to keep this feel, but I need to adjust a few things, and that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to keep doing my elements. I just cut out the ring from the rings collection. I'm trying to see which one it is. I have it right here. Try to keep everything on my table so I could tell you guys while I was recording. Yeah, this is rings number 3 because it comes with 4. We're going to be using from the Freedom collection, template number 4, which is like I said, it's the almost like the firecracker burst. I'm also going to be using the Charmed number 3. This is the one that is like a tab. And then I was going to use some of the stars, but I think I wind up not using these. But I have them, over there, and you'll see me try and use these. That's the tab Charmed number 3 that I'm cutting out. And then I also use the tags number 5. You'll see me cut that out in a little bit as well. So while I'm cutting a few things out, I do want to just say a quick thank you to Christine for putting this all together. This is my third one. Yeah, my third month participating in this. And I'm really excited to be a part. And I hope you guys enjoy and, see new people and really enjoy the ladies' layouts. I know I have fun going through when I look at the videos myself. So, okay, so now this is the burst from Freedom that I turned it over and I'm laying it down on the back of the paper and then cutting it out from behind. I will say this one was a little interesting in far as doing the distress ink on the back or on the front because of the interesting shape. But for the most part, it came out good. And you can see here I got the regular distress tool out because let me tell you, that other one was not working the way that I wanted it to. Alright, so now I'm just going to continue. Once I have my ideas, I just go and cut as much out as I can because I want to get it all done and really ready to like put together. Because once you get certain things cut out and all distressed on the edges, then the fun part of putting it all together really starts to come out. Okay, sorry about that little jump, but I finally figured out what color I wanted to put behind the July. So I'm adding my glitter, my art glitter, and a little bit of the glue came out on the front, but it'll dry clear. And then my little scrap piece there, I cut out as many glitter stars as I could. They're going to go at the bottom right of the cluster, and then I'm going to put some around. So now, as I'm getting myself together, I'm just double checking, making sure trying to find something to use to round off my edge. And just figuring out, the different layers to put in, make sure there's a little bit of pop, a little bit of, interest, and then I'm going to start putting it together. All right, so we're going to start by taping this one down. And that's one of the fun things about the cards. If you don't do like Project Life or stuff like that, then use it as layering parts, the colors go with the collection, and you can get it in there to kind of, make it work. And then, sorry if you hear any noises in the background. My family is up, and, you know, they see that you're doing a voiceover, but it never fails that there's noise. So I apologize if you hear anything. So we're going to go ahead and start putting this puppy together and taping everything down. And I have to say, like, with this type of a layout, this really speaks to me. I don't know what it is. It's simple, but it's fun because you're trying to figure out the layers and the papers. So when it's time to start layering, stuff down, I get excited. So once I figure out where I want my rings, I'm going to make a little mark with my pencil so that way I know where to put it once I have my glue on the back. So that way I know I'm putting it back in the same spot. I knew the markings didn't matter because it was going to wind up being covered on that side, so that's why I marked on that side of the layout. And we're going to put that piece down. And we could have put some foam behind it to lift all that up if we wanted, but I'm just now laying out a few things, the last little bits. And then there's the photo. Okay, so I wanted to put something behind the photo. I didn't want to put any of the pattern paper, so I'm just grabbing some vellum and I'm going to trim it down. Sometimes I do my trimming and you don't see it. You just see a little bit of the piece like sticking out at the bottom. But I am using the trimmer because I don't want to mess up what I have laid down on my page. And then I'm going to take some fun foam, put some double-sided tape on the one side without adhesive, and lay that down on the back of the picture. So then that way I can take the adhesive backing off and just stick it straight down to our layout here. And the fun foam just gives it a little bit of dimension, which is always fun. I like putting the fun foam behind my photos. It definitely, to me, helps give a little bit of interest. So we're just moving a few things. And then if you need a little bit of time before you put that down, just add you a little bit of art glitter glue or wet glue. And then your stuff is good. Alright, so we're going to start laying or gluing some of the stuff down. And I'm going to start with the stars. And the best part about, like I said, the art glitter glue is it does dry clear. So if a little bit does squeeze out, I'm not going to worry about it because it will dry up. And when I'm done laying them all down, we're going to be doing some splatters anyway. So anything that looks a little gluey in areas will be covered anyway. So once again, some more double-sided tape on the back of the fun foam. In the fun foam world, if you guys hear this, let's do adhesive on both sides. That would be awesome. It probably wouldn't be much of the fun foam then. Ooh, unless you wanted to put glitter on the front. See? There's always new things we can do. So now on this one, I did it the opposite way. I did put the adhesive backside down, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the burst and then the fun foam. And then lay it down so that way it's right there on the corner. And then that celebrate that I did, I I am going to wind up putting that on, but first, now that everything is down, I wanted to go ahead and do my splatters. And I'm using the Distress ink and White Picket Fence and the Nuvo spray, the new one that just came out. I want to say it's the Mica Mist and the Midnight Horizon. We're just going to sprinkle that. And then at the end, I do wind up spraying a little bit of the Black Soot Distress ink, which I just think, I don't know, it's something about it. I feel like the 3 colors helps give it a rounded look and makes everything look a whole lot better. So sorry about that click, and I just had to turn something off real quick, and then we're going to finish this out, and that will be the complete layout. I really liked how this one came out. I really do. I think the little bit of glitter is fun and the splatters, and then you'll see once I put the final Celebrate on there, it really ended up, I was really happy with this layout. All right, you guys. So once again, thank you for joining us on this YouTube hop. All the information as far as the sponsors will be listed down in the More section. And the link to the next person will also be down in the More section. So definitely check out the rest of the hop. And I hope you guys have a great Saturday.